Good morning and welcome to our webinar. We are happy and honored to join the International Translation Day event at prose.com. Our webinar will have a look at how linguists can use social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok to expand or consolidate their client base. Business use of social media is usually identified with LinkedIn. However, depending on your goals, LinkedIn may not be the best or the only social media platform to attract clients, or at least build your personal branding. In this session, we'll have a look at how linguists and language service providers can use platforms like Instagram and TikTok, and what tools can help you create attractive posts and videos, even if you're not a graphic designer or a video maker. Now, let's have a look at a few data. The worldwide population is now close to 8 billion people, and almost 60% of the population is an active social media user. This is how social media have grown over the last 5 years. Social media users have practically doubled. Now, another interesting data is the average time spent on social media. We are talking about 2.5 hours a day. If you think that you sleep or should sleep 8 hours, that makes about 1/7 of your day. It's a lot, and you should definitely take that into account. This is the chart showing how social media platforms rank by number of users. The leader is Facebook with almost 3 billion users worldwide, whereas Instagram and TikTok compete for the 4th position. Instagram with almost 1.5 billion users and TikTok with 1 billion users. However, this number goes back to January 22nd, which means that we now have Instagram and TikTok almost on the same level. An average social media user does not use only one platform. They generally hop between 6 to 7 social media every month, going from 11 social media in India to 3 social media in Japan. Now, the use of social media by age group, in average, sees millennials leading the use of social media platforms with 90.4%. Gen X, I assume that's my generation, that's 77.5%. And baby boomers, the older generation, with less than 50% of the population. As far as gender is concerned, we see that the social media that are most used by women are Instagram and TikTok, whereas Facebook and LinkedIn are more used by men. So why should you even bother to think of platforms like Instagram and TikTok with their, fancy trendy songs and dances and all things that are not exactly what we are taught at school. One reason is that you are likely to expand your target. As we have seen, LinkedIn only covers less than 1 billion people out of 8 billion inhabitants of the earth. That is, with Instagram, you cover almost double as much, and you are likely to reach different people, which may not be a bad solution. You also can promote different services. We will see the case of at least one freelancer who expanded her business from translations to mentoring and is using Instagram very, very well. You may also want to consolidate your personal branding with Instagram and TikTok. Now, LinkedIn is very useful to transfer competence if you want, but branding is also made up of visibility, of visuals. And in that respect, Instagram and TikTok give you the chance to associate colors and graphics and your voice, your personal approach to your business in a more efficient way. You will also be able to establish new relationships and collaborations. Instagram and TikTok are mostly used for entertainment, but behind that entertainment, there are other businesses like yours whom you may like to reach out to and collaborate with. It may be a way to support clients. In my case, for example, I use Instagram mainly to let people know when the books I translate come out, what they are about. I try to be an ambassador for the authors who appoint me with the translations of their books, because it is the only way they have to actually reach out to their Italian audience. Now, let's see a few examples of other linguists who have already made a very clever use of Instagram and TikTok. One very successful case was Norma's teaching. Now, Norma was and is a language teacher who lost her job during the pandemic. She didn't back down, and she decided that she might as well try and bring her job online. And so she started creating little videos that she was broadcasting on Instagram and TikTok, where she taught little tips of English for Italians. She now has a huge following. She has over 760,000 followers on Instagram alone, and she's also written a book. And she's making money not just from doing private lessons, which she is through the contact that she has established on the platform. She is also getting money from the platforms themselves, because you get a little money for each view that you gain on the platform. And that's remarkable. Another example in a similar way, though with less followers, is Gerald English Club. Again, he's an English teacher. He's bilingual, and he very often compares Italian and English phrases or idioms, and it makes it compelling and very interesting for any Italian wishing to improve their English to follow him. Another example which I admire a lot is what the translation agency Creative Words did, not just on Instagram, but on their own platform. Now, their Instagram profile is, I think, meant to consolidate their competence, and they try to deliver what are probably commonplaces for translation experts like transcreation and localization. But in this way, they gather a following that, in my opinion, is mostly made up by translators. But in this way, they also increase their own community. They have set up a lab, which is an online learning platform where they deliver very short webinars on different translation techniques, on cut tools, on translation topics. And they have made it international. They started out with Italian webinars, and then they added short webinars in English. And this way, they have made it possible for them to have a database of committed and interested professionals whom they may someday turn to appoint jobs that they negotiate with their bigger clients. I think they're doing a very, very good job. Another interesting profile for translators is Crystal Translations. They have made a point to specify their niche, which is SEO and marketing. They're very generous in sharing their knowledge and competence, and I think they're also doing a very good job. The manager of Crystal Translations has a huge following on LinkedIn. Their following on Instagram is probably half as much as what they have on LinkedIn, but it is possible that it only slightly overlaps. So they have, in fact, expanded their target. Another professional who is doing a nice job on Instagram and using all the different formats that Instagram provides to their users is Susie Jackson. Her Instagram handle is The Organized Freelancer. She promotes her pricing mentorship on Instagram, even though she started out as a translator. She makes a clever use of close friends, of stories for close friends, for examples, where she shares tips that she wouldn't normally share with the general public. She also tries to create a community in the community, regardless of whether her followers buy services from her or not. In the end, they do buy, I think, that because she's very organ in how she approaches her mentorship. And again, she's done a good job creating recognizable templates, brand colors, and fonts, and the general approach is very consistent. Now, this is my personal professional account on Instagram. I decided, alongside with other translators with a similar mission as mine, to use Instagram to support my clients, especially in terms of providing news about the release of the books I translate for the authors who appoint me for their Italian translations. It's also a place where I managed to create a community, not so much with translators, but with romance readers and book bloggers who are fans of my clients, because in this way I try to keep them updated in their native language about what my American and German and Spanish clients do. One example is this reel. So this is basically a book trailer which I assembled with copyright-free stock images and copyright-free music, where I tried to give some hints as to the plot of the book that I had translated, as I did with other books in the same series. Reels and video formats in general are being pushed by Instagram in their attempt not to lose their leadership with respect to TikTok. I wasn't born a video maker, so I had to learn how to go from words to images and videos. It wasn't easy, but it's not impossible. And we'll see what tools we can use to edit videos later on. Getting started on Instagram and TikTok. First of all, you have to define your niche and your target. They are huge platforms with almost 1.5 billion people out there. You have to decide who you are speaking to, and what you are willing to give to them, and give them a reason for them to follow you. You have to choose your account name and profile picture or logo. You have to make yourself recognizable. You have to choose a name that is preferably free on both platforms. Even better on all platforms. Try to be consistent. You will have to be remembered. You are working on your brand awareness. You have to define your content based on the niche and target that you chose, your tone of voice, and your brand kit, which means your colors, your fonts, the graphics. You do not have to start from scratch. We'll see tools where you are provided with templates that you can customize, but you have to have something in mind to get started. You have to define your content calendar. You have to be consistent on social platforms. You can't post once in a blue moon. You have to nurture your community and your followers. And you have to start posting, get over the fear, just like I did. Trust me, it wasn't easy. Experiment and adjust your posts according to your target's response. If something works, increase the number of posts that are similar to what worked. If something doesn't work, try and understand what didn't work and make improvements. Now, design tools. This is a list of design tools that are free or freemium, which means that they have a free plan which allows grants you access to a number of features before you decide whether to upgrade to a premium plan with further features. For design, which means for static graphics, my first choice is Canva. I started with a free account and then I moved on to a premium account because they offer so many things and it's very, very user friendly. Another similar tool is Pixlr. They also offer templates which you can adapt and customize. Adobe Express, which is Adobe's response to Canva. They were losing and are losing customers against Canva because Photoshop is an incredible tool, but it's very complicated. If you're familiar with the logics of Photoshop, you can use Photopea for free. It's an online app, whereas Canva now has a desktop version. Another less used tool is Polotno and GIMP. You may like to try some of their templates in order to differentiate, because Canva templates tend to be seen everywhere on the platform unless you really, really customize them. And Lightroom Mobile, the app version for mobile, which allows you to edit your photographs, especially the colors. So the lighting and the shadows and the saturation of the colors. And if you find a setting that is convenient for you, you can save it and use it for all your photos. In this way, you will have a consistent look. If you're looking for tutorials, you can, of course, go to the Canva channel on YouTube, or you can look at the videos of Design with Canva. They are also very good for beginners. And other divulgers or creators that I follow on Instagram or TikTok or both are Designer in Your Pocket and the Creative Bodega. And you can search for many more on both YouTube and the platforms themselves. As far as video editing tools go, again, Canva, they have implemented the video editing section and are improving them day by day. It's incredible, and it will make your life better. Another app which now has a desktop version is CapCut. It's very user-friendly. It's useful to add automatic subtitles to your videos. That's important because about 80% of social media users watch their videos without their audio. So if you want to make yourself understood, you will have to add subtitles or captions to your videos. Another app is InShot. This one is only for the mobile version. Instagram itself, in the Reels section, provides very nice features, including transitions between video frames, and is rather user-friendly. Capwing, Online, and DaVinci Resolve for the desktop version are very close to professional use of video editing. Again, if you'd like to explore more about how to video edit your videos, you can follow This is Virginia Care on Instagram and YouTube. She provides very interesting video strategy tips. Whereas Videos Undifficulted is a profile that I follow because she provides practical tutorials on how to make videos with Canva. Another very informative account is Inuri Official on TikTok. She provides CapCut tutorials, and you can find many more tutorials of the app you are interested in on both YouTube and Instagram or TikTok. As far as what to say on these platforms, how to build your content and how to get clear on your strategy, my personal advice is to use Answer the Public or Answer Socrates, or to spy what your competitors do and decide how you want to differentiate, to be different from them. Two Instagram accounts that I follow that are very generous in giving tips on strategy and even on how to use the editing features of the app are the Lucas Coffee and I am Dan Thomas. I am Dan Thomas, especially is very funny, but he's very clever. I learned a lot from him. So, in short, it's a world of opportunities. There's a lot that you will have to learn, but trust me, if you learn how to use CapTool, you will learn how to use a video editing app or Canva. Trust me. Nobody was born with the knowledge of how to use social media, at least in my generation. I'm not a digital native, but you can learn, and you will have to adapt the use of the app to your goal and to your mission. I will leave you with a few contacts of mine if you want to reach out and ask for some more advice on this topic. And you can also find me on Prose. This is my page. I thank you for your attention, and I'll meet you for the questions and answers session if you'd like to stay with us a few minutes more. Bye.